Welcome to the Money Watch Show. It's Thursday, August 15th, and we are here trying to help you make better, less bad, less emotional financial decisions. And if you've got a lot going on in your life, you know how the finances can kind of get pushed to the back burner. And oftentimes you'll be worried about someone else in your life, and you really should be worried about you. So if there's something that is creeping into your consciousness or your subconscious, and it sort of makes itself aware to yourself, and you feel like, oh, God, I got to do something with this. Don't worry. We are here for you. Mark and I are both certified financial planners, and Mark is Mark Talercio. Hello, Mark.
Hello, Jill. After today, we won't speak until after Labor Day.
I doubt that. I doubt that very highly. I don't know if we've ever gone on break where I've never talked to you. Have I? I don't think so.
I don't know.
We'll
see what happens.
We'll try. How are you doing today?
I'm good. It's anytime you're getting closer and closer and closer to that vacay. It's always a nice feeling.
Amazing feeling. And I wish you a lot of grace and good fortune as you haul your tushes up to the Cape, because there is that one road that is the Cape Road. You might that one rotary. You go over the bridge and you're stuck. So good luck to you.
I've already started to prepare myself mentally. Patience.
You know, I have a friend who used to leave New York to go up to the Cape, and he would leave at 10 o'clock at night. He would say to his kids, put on your pajamas, you're going to sleep, put them in the back of the car, boom, go on up. That's a long
I
haul.
would do that. I would leave I would be on the road at 4 o'clock in the morning if I had my way, but I don't have no say.
I understand. Okay. Well, let's give you a say, because today we are going to talk to Bob, who is on the line from the New York metropolitan tri-state area. And Bob is seeking our guidance. So hello, Bob. How are you?
Hi, Jill and Mark. I'm doing really well. Excited to talk to you both.
Where do you go, Bob, for your little summer getaway?
Yeah. What's your escape?
Yeah. So our escape is Italy, the southern part of Italy. It's a wonderful place. It's a stone home close to the beach, but also a few minutes drive through some switchbacks to the countryside. So it's the best of both worlds.
Wait a minute. You own a home in southern Italy?
Well, here's the catch. My parents own it. We're hoping to purchase it maybe when later on in life we're not able to manage it and when they can't go there very often. But that's the plan.
Wow.
Stone house. That's some built-in AC right there.
Yeah. Yes, except that you still always need AC. I went to, I don't know how southern Italy, and I know you don't want to give so many of your facts away, but I went to Puglia last October, and it was phenomenal. It was beyond it blew my mind. Great food, really different, and distinct from other parts of Italy that I've been to. So I loved it. Okay. So Bob, what brings you to us? Do we have to figure out how to buy your parents' house?
I think that's the easy part, because as you may or may not know, home prices are pretty depressed south of Naples. So I think we'll be okay.
Okay.
It's a modest home. I think I need help with sort of rebalancing where we're at. With
How old are you?
Financial. So we're both in our mid 40s. I'm 48. My wife's 49, and we both own our own home, and we have about $80,000 left on the mortgage.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
you're 48 and 49. You live in the tri-state area, and you only have a tiny $80,000 on your mortgage. How much is your house worth?
Probably about a little under 1.1, probably.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
What's the interest rate on that mortgage?
4.3%.
Okay.
Were you paying that down?
Yeah, he was.
We paid that down. I know, Jill, you probably didn't want me to do that, but it felt good, and we had a lot of extra income coming in every month, so we thought, why not?
Sure. Okay. Whatever. How much do you guys make together?
So we make about $320
okay.
together, and there's a bonus on my part of about between $30,000 and $40,000 a year. And sometimes that comes in, sometimes it doesn't.
Okay, but you can live well on your $320?
Absolutely.
Okay. You have kids?
We do. We have an 11-year-old girl and a 14-year-old boy. Okay.
And do you have money saved for the kids?
I do. And maybe I'll get some flack for this. It's in a brokerage account. We have about $330,000 set aside for their college money and/or here's some money to start your life type of thing.
Okay.
We think they'll both go to university. We're hoping they do.
Why not use a 529 plan?
I don't know. There's tax advantages, right?
Huge. Huge.
Well, what if they end up going to school over in Europe?
Yeah, that's a possibility.
Oh, it is?
I wanted to have an option. I didn't want that money locked up.
There's no way they're going to school in Italy. Forget about it. They're like, all their friends are going to be applying for college, and they're going to go just like with the herd is going to take them into the college universe. I think you got to put some money in 529 plans, but okay, we'll get to that.
Okay.
So there's 330 in brokerage. It's earmarked for the kids, right? Okay. Do you have other brokerage accounts that are earmarked for you?
Yeah, we have. No, I'm sorry, we don't. We had that's sort of the pocket for college / brokerage.
Okay.
We have way too much in cash. If you want to hear about that,
Sure. I love hearing about money in cash.
A little under $500,000 in cash, which I think is tied to my immigrant parents' sort of mentality, right?
I got my first generation. You never can have too much cash.
Exactly.
I'm surprised you don't own 12 rental proproperties also.
My dad has something along those lines, but I don't just yet.
What about retirement assets?
Yeah, we're around 1.3 in pre-tax, IRAs, 401k, 403bs. About 40,000 in I bonds, and then the great thing, and I wish I had one. We have a pension by way of my wife.
What's that look like for her?
So she's going to retire at 55. She's 48. She's a public school teacher, who's had enough of teaching. She'll probably make around $90,000 to $92,000 a year with that pension.
Wow! Oh my gosh. Okay, so that's the pension, and so what else do you have that's floating around we should know about?
We have a checking account. There's about $100,000 in there.
You mean in addition to your cash?
Yes. Yeah.
So you have $600,000 in cash.
$600,000. Let's call it.
You think that's enough?
Absolutely.
You think that's enough?
I know I was going to be scolded. So a big question is, what do I do with that? What do I do with that cash?
Dude, we're going to Vegas. That's what we're going to do.
Should I do that?
Let me ask you a question. Wait a second. How much do you guys spend? You cannot spend a lot of money because you have much money squirreled away.
Don't.
What's your monthly spend?
We spend about $5,000 a month.
Net.
That includes a mortgage, net, food. The kids play competitive sports. A lot goes towards their lessons. And look, we go out to restaurants. We live really well. We have a nice house. We're not being cheap, right? That's what we spend. It's just our, just what it's come down to, I think.
Mark, I'm going to hang up. Can you finish up with Bob while I go spend his $600,000? Anything else that we should know about? Let's see. Do you have life insurance for both of you?
Just through our workplace. We should probably ramp that up, I'm assuming.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, only because, listen, I think that for her, if she were to pass away, would you get some portion of that pension? Can you make that election? You do. Okay,
I would,
good.
Yeah.
I don't know. How much insurance do they need, Mark? Do they need insurance? And they got a lot of money. They only spend $5,000 a month.
Yeah, they have a lot of money, but you know what? They have so much extra cash flow. I would just pay up for it. Get a little bit.
Yeah, get a little bit. Maybe a half a million each.
11-year-old kid, 15-year-old kid. I would get a little bit.
How about a $500,000 each? Can we either get it through work or go get yourself a cheap policy?
I would look into it.
Yeah. All right. So let's do that. Okay. Next. You have your wills, you have your power of attorney, you have your health care. Yes, he's so happy.
That's all provided. The wife, by the way, will also provide health care post-retirement at 55.
Oh, yeah, she's a teacher. That's so good.
Nice.
I'm glad that you have that. That's wonderful. I mean, look, you are in phenomenal shape. Okay? You know that, right? You feel it?
I do.
Okay.
I do. I'm just a little nervous about what to do with that cash, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do I put it into brokerage? And then also the big question is around rebalancing, right? Where, in that 1.3 I mentioned, most of it is in stock with 10% bonds. Is that too aggressive if maybe we both want to stop working at 55, for example?
What do you think, Mark? How do you want to rebalance these guys?
Well, I think it's definitely too aggressive. If you're thinking about retiring in 7 years, yeah, you need to peel back some of the risk.
But maybe not, because if you're going to invest some of the cash...
And they know that they have the pension as well.
Right.
Sure.
So if he's got 1.3 in pre-tax and it's 90-10, right? 90 in stocks, 10 in bonds. You could start to, if only I spoke to you, a few months ago, but I would probably start at the very least by saying, hey, let me add some money in my, in my brokerage account. I don't know if you're going to have to earmark this for kids, because maybe just add it to that account.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. If you like the different bucket thing, like that's fine too. But like maybe we just think of the cash as part of your plan for rebalancing, because I don't think that they're going to take $1.3 million out of that retirement account for a while, right? We got 12 years. So why not just use the cash and build a little bit of a bond buffer for you? What do you think of that?
That sounds good. So you're thinking like of that 480,000 in cash, put $350,000 in bonds?
Yeah, why not?
Something like that?
Something like that. Okay. And if you don't want to put it all to work at one time, which I get, it's very scary, you can do a little bit at a time. Though, I just will point out to you, we just had a huge rally in the bond market very quickly, just based on the economy could be slowing down. So, Mark, would you want a dollar cost average on these bonds? Because I feel like Bob's going to have a complete meltdown if it moves against him soon after. How should we do it?
If that's what makes him comfortable, that's fine. I would do lump sum, but whatever works for him. So the brokerage account right now, what you have earmarked for the kids' college money, that's 100% in stocks?
No, that's a little bit less aggressive, right? That's probably 75-25. But I probably should pull back on, maybe do some rebalancing there as well if the 14-year-old is 3 years away. Would that make sense?
Or there's another way of looking at it. You just start thinking of that brokerage account as yours.
Yeah.
And forget about the kids' college, and then take some of the cash and put that into a 529 fund and consider that for college. But I don't know if
it's not too late to do that.
I don't know if I can convince you to do that.
No, I think I trust you guys inherently.
Oh boy.
But it's not too late. I could do that, you think?
Well, you could do that for sure.
Yeah. I don't think you have to do anything. That's what I just want you to know. You do not have to do anything, truly. It's one of those things where you just, in some respects, I just want you to feel like I want to do what is doable. So I don't want to put a barrier up and say, you must do this in this way. I want you to feel comfortable. You have plenty of money. You guys are going to be fine. Okay. But I do want to be clear that, we need to get some of that money to work, because otherwise, interest rates are going to come down. You're loving your big fat cash account. You did miss out on, 18 months of the market. You did miss the big drop recently, right? But all of that is to say that I would really love it if you could get that money to work in whatever way you can get it to work. Truly.
Agreed.
Okay.
Agreed.
All right. So what else do we need to, how are we going to buy the house for his parents' house, Mark?
Well, he's going to pay cash because it's not going to be a lot of money.
Right.
How much is it going to be?
Like $65,000-$70,000. It's nominal. We could use some cash to buy that.
Okay.
You have a guest room?
We do. You're Jill. There's a Jill and Mark wing.
Oh, that's so nice.
Wing. I like that.
I like
You're
that
invited
also.
At any time. And
the
other quick question I have is, and this is more a dream than something we need to do, but we'd also love a modest country place in our area, in the tri-state, which, there's no modest in the New York City metro area, but with maybe a pool and a small.
Oh, now you're going to make my life harder. I was all done with you. I was ready to get done with you. Yeah, it's harder because now now that's real money.
Right.
So you tell me, where do you want it to be? And I'll figure out how much it's going to be.
I mean, the Catskills or the Berkshires,
it's not cheap anymore, babe. You got all of the idiots that, like us, that already went up there during COVID, and we're kind of screwed. So, you know what? If you want to, I want to buy a little crap house in blankety blank town, it's still expensive.
Yeah, well, then you're probably not retiring at 55.
Exactly.
Okay,
so just think of it that way.
Well, you don't have to scratch it if you want it. You just keep working.
Exactly. That's a good point, Mark. That's
a great point, Mark.
So you can keep working. Let's see how you feel. I mean, it's not that far away, and you can determine how you want to go about this. It's truly one of those things where, you tell us how you feel about it, and we can figure out how to make it work.
I mean,
you have plenty of money.
Yeah, right now, given your current lifestyle, I mean, you guys are golden.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
So, you got the pension alone.
I know. Well, the pension, we haven't talked about Social Security, but they got plenty of money. So I don't have a problem with it. It's just a question of like where that cash gets deployed and when you do that. So, here's the thing. If you're like loving your life in Italy and it's beautiful and you buy your parents' house and then all of a sudden things are like really great, blah, 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 all that is good. But you can also make different choices later. And you might say, hey, you know what? My kids have graduated and amazingly, they both went to school in Italy. That Jill, she was such a dum-dum. She said it was impossible, but it worked. Okay. So then you're like, oh, I didn't have to spend all $330,000 that was in the kid's name. Right. And now all of a sudden that, so the circumstances can change. Right.
Yes.
So we can acknowledge that those circumstances may in fact change. And if that's the case, then we'll make a different decision. But I mean, you guys are in very good shape right now, right?
Thank you, Joe.
It's
Thank
like
you, Mark.
nothing else to really fret about. Okay.
Are the kids speaking Italian?
The older one is, because he's spent more time with the Italian grandparents and has spent more time in Italy than the younger one. But the younger one can still tell me, Dad, I don't want to do it in Italian. So she knows enough to tell me no.
Good to know. Very good to know. Well, listen, we wish you the best of luck. Bob is going to get some of that cash to work. So we're looking forward to hearing from that. And we please would like a photo of the stone house. We will not put it on the website, but we would like to see it nonetheless. If you are trying to think about how to get your cash to work, it is hard to do, especially if you really do feel somewhat risk averse. It's a funny thing, Mark, because Bob sort of is like the barbell. It's very risky on one hand, but also no risk on the other hand. So that's kind of the barbell. We want to kind of push you a little. I'm sure, by the way, it's been fine for the last however many years it's been doing it, but we just like to get a little bit more efficient with the money. So if you're looking for some help about how to reallocate, get some cash to work, give us a holler. Go to JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button, write us a note. And if you want to join us on the air live, just check that box. Mark will do everything else. Don't forget to check out all of our content that lives at the JillOnMoney.com website, including our subscription service called Jill on Money Live, where you have access to quarterly live webinars. You get access to the back catalog of those webinars, bonus video content, all for the bargain basement cost of $35 for the next 12 months. So check it out. Mark Talercio is the co-host and executive producer and king of all things web for the Jill on Money world. We are distributed by Paramount Global. We drop our episodes on Tuesdays and Thursdays. If you would not mind, could you please leave us a rating and review wherever you listen? And also, do something nice for someone else today. Change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thank you for listening, and we'll talk to you next week.
Paramount Podcasts.